बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम अस्सलाम वालेकुम। मैं हूँ राशिद खान, आप देख रहे हैं मेरा यूट्यूब चैनल। तो नाजरीन, उम्मीद करता हूँ तमाम अल्लाह के फजल करम से ठीक ठाक होंगे। तो अभी हमारे जो एहसन वगन साहब थे वो ऑनलाइन टीवी पे आए हुए थे, टीटी टीवी पे। जो मेरे बहुत सारे दोस्त वहाँ पे भी लाइव थे। अगर किसी मेरे दोस्त को वहाँ से समझ ना आई हो तो वो क्वेश्चन भी कर सकते हैं इस वीडियो के कमेंट्स में। तो इंशाल्लाह मैंने वो रिकॉर्डिंग भी की हुई है। मैं आप तमाम दोस्तों को इसी वीडियो में वो क्लिप भी दिखाता हूँ, मैंने उनसे क्या क्या क्वेश्चंस किए, उन्होंने क्या क्या जवाब दिए। आप इस वीडियो में देख सकते हो। साथ में इंशाल्लाह कोई भी आपको समझ ना आए तो आप मुझसे पूछ सकते हो। तो अगर आपने मेरी वीडियो को लाइक नहीं किया तो लाइक ज़रूर कर दिया करें, क्योंकि आपके लाइक से ये वीडियो आगे और लोगों तक पहुँचती है और लोगों के भी कुछ हौसले बुलंद हो जाते हैं और उनको भी हेल्प आउट हो जाती है, हेल्प मिल जाती है। तो चलते इस वीडियो की तरफ। ये वीडियो देखते हैं। इस वीडियो में उन्होंने क्या क्या बोला, उनको मैंने लाइव क्वेश्चन भी किए, अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह मेरी सुनी गई, मुझे उन्होंने उसका जवाब भी दिया। लेकिन मैं अभी तक भी सेटिस्फाइड उनके जवाबों से नहीं हूँ। तो मैंने उनको अभी ईमेल की है। इंशाल्लाह ईमेल का जैसे रिस्पांस आता है तो तमाम दोस्तों तक वो रिस्पांस भी पहुँचाएँगे उन्होंने क्या बोला। क्योंकि मैं खुद भी यार इस चीज़ से बहुत परेशान हूँ कि ये बहुत लिमिटेड पीरियड है। ये जो हमें टोटल 45 डेज़ का पीरियड दिया था, ऑलरेडी 10 डेज़ फिनिश हो गए, अभी 35 डेज़ बाकी है। और ये फ़्लाइट्स वगैरह 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 ये कैसे अरेंज होंगी, क्योंकि अभी एहसन वगन साहब ने बताया कि टोटल 45 डेज, टोटल 21 फ़्लाइट्स यहाँ से ऑपरेट की जाती हैं पाकिस्तान के मुख्तलिफ डेस्टिनेशन के लिए। तो ये 21, और उन्होंने बताया, आई थिंक उन्होंने क्या डिजिट आउट किया मुझे याद नहीं है, कुछ 14,000 या 1,400 ऐसे करके हमारे टोटल एक्सपर्ट्स जो अभी तक इलीगल थे, जिनका स्टेटस इलीगल था, उनकी अभी तक रजिस्ट्रेशन हुई है। तो चलते देखते हैं इस वीडियो को इंशाल्लाह। तो क्या बता रहे हैं आप भी देखो। अगर आपको समझ ना आए तो मुझे ज़रूर इसमें क्वेश्चन करके आप पूछ सकते हो। हर सवाल का आपको इंशाल्लाह जवाब मिलेगा। उससे पहले, वीडियो में जाने से पहले लाइक कर लो वीडियो को और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर लो। साथ में जो बेल आइकन है उसको प्रेस कर लो ताकि आने वाली तमाम न्यूज़ अब तक पहुंचती रहे। क्योंकि मैंने उनको ईमेल की है, इंशाल्लाह मुझे उम्मीद है उनको जल्दी ईमेल का मुझे रिस्पांस मिलेगा, जवाब मिलेगा। तो चलते इस वीडियो की तरफ, देखते हैं इस वीडियो को।
Excellency, for joining us today.
Thank you, TTV, for having me over to say a few comments about the general amnesty announced by the government of Oman.
So, Your Excellency, we know that the rule came in on November 15th and it's going to continue until December 31st. Now, in this regards, how many Pakistan nationals living in the Sultanate have applied for it?
At the outset, let me offer my deep appreciation and gratitude to the government of Oman for announcing this general amnesty. I'm sure this amnesty is going to benefit a large number of workers who have been stayed in Oman and were not able to renew their visas and will be subjected to the fines and other fees. So this will be a great relief to the workers, and expect really help this decision announced by the government of Oman. Coming this on 10th of November 2020, government of Oman announced that general amnesty will be accorded to the expat workers. So on 11th November 2020, I made an announcement through press release in our Urdu language about verifying and indicating various steps to register and complete the documentation and leave the country. I know some of our country residents have a difficulty with registration, so subsequently I issued a step-wise registration process so that the workers can follow these steps and register themselves on the Ministry of Labour and Manpower website. In order to help out my community in various parts of the country, I have also composed the councillor teams to visit different cities. My team has already visited Nizwa on 19. My another team is going to Bremi on 25 to 28 November. From 27 to 29, they will be in Salala, and 27th November they will be in Sohar. So this was the general information which we did from the mission to help out our community. Since the start of registration of Pakistani nationals, so far till yesterday, we have registered 1,414 Pakistani nationals, and we have issued them passes, outpasses, and we have extended their passports with the advice to complete all the formalities, register themselves, and leave after 7 days when they complete the registration process. To issue them outpasses right at their doorsteps. And I have also made it with the passports, even which have been expired 2 years or 3 years or 1 year. We will extend those passports, enabling all Pakistani workers to go back to Pakistan smoothly.
Your Excellency, talking about the Outpass, we have a live question here right now from Mr. Rashid Khan asking about Outpass. How long does the procedure take and what are the conditions for Outpass?
Generally, we issue outpass in the same day. We don't delay. If somebody is visiting in the morning, we register them. We take their data through our specialized desks established in the embassy, where they submit their documents, 2 photographs. They submit their copy of the ID card, copy of their passport, and other related documents at our registration desk. Once the registration is complete, in the afternoon, the outpasses is handed over to the applicant.
Thank you, Your Excellency. So now talking about this general amnesty that has been provided by the Ministry of Labour in the country, how has the response been so far among the Pakistani national community in the Sultanate?
It has been deeply appreciated, not by the community, but in the embassy, and the government has also deeply appreciated these steps announced by the government of Oman, helping out the expats who have lived here without paying any fines. So the community is much obliged, and they are really looking forward to avail this opportunity. I have been also advising my expat workers here residing in various parts of the Sultanate to avail this facility, because this is announced up to a certain time frame, 31st December. And another thing which I wanted to convey to my community through this team channel, that we are working 7 days a week now. We are not closing the embassy on the weekends, like Friday and Saturday. We are working 7 days a week to provide maximum help and assistance to our expat community members in Oman.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. I know that the Pakistan Embassy has been working round the clock, and you just mentioned that you all are open 7 days a week. I was just going to point that out, that you told me that because to help the Pakistani nationals living in the country, the embassy will be open 7 days a week, round the clock, to help them process their request and help them exit the country and go back to Pakistan. Now, talking about the figures that you just provided, Your Excellency, you said 1,414 Pakistani nationals in the Sultanate have registered to go back. Do you see that the number is going to stay constant? Is it going to increase? Do you see more Pakistanis leaving the Sultanate by the end of this year?
I would say the maximum people have already left the country. We are expecting some few numbers. During the first week, I think maximum people reached out to us. And with the announcement that my team will be visiting various parts of the country, we expect that there might be some people waiting for the council services to be acquired in those areas. So more or less, maybe the number will remain the same during this general amnesty.
Right. Your Excellency, we are getting a few more live questions. If you don't mind, I would like to ask a few.
Please.
Okay, so one is from Amar Bhanji. He's asking how we get the approval and how we can travel. I think we've already discussed this earlier on the show today with us. And we'll just have... Yes.
Just to repeat myself, this is the registration process. Once they register through stepwise, even I have enlisted in Urdu, the national language, they complete their registration, and they can take the outpass from the embassy, or they get renew their passport. They need to have a confirmed ticket and the PCR test. Once they have the document complete, they can go to the registration office at the airport after the registration. Generally, once the applicant register themselves on the Ministry of Labour or website, they get the notification. So once they receive the notification and confirmation, they can proceed for their departure.
Thank you, sir. We had another question from Mr. Rashid Khan. He was asking when exactly we'll get the approval, but you just mentioned that once you have registered, it will come within the same day from the embassy.
Yes.
Right. Sir, there is another request from Noor Fatma. She's asking that if you, like at the Embassy of Pakistan, can arrange more flights to Pakistan in the coming days.
This time we have 21 flights per week. We have 11 flights from Pakistan International Airlines, Salam Air and Oman Air. So in total, there are 21 flights being operating on weekly basis. So according to my information, I've checked from airlines, they have enough space. The special flights, there's no need for arranging more special flights. The workload is okay. I think we are good to go on 21 flights per week.
Right, sir. And she's also asking if in future the ticket prices are going to go down because currently she said that the prices are a bit too high.
This depends on the airline, but our suggestion to the airline, Pakistan International Airline Management, I've raised this issue that because of the COVID situation, the people have lost jobs, and we might announce after consulting Pakistan International Airline Management. If there's any such announcement, I will come through social media, and my embassy will make the announcement for the share between Pakistan and Oman.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Now, talking on the topic of flights, and you just mentioned that there are 21 weekly flights to Pakistan through Pakistan International Airlines, Salam Air and Oman Air. Are the repatriation flights still in operation, Your Excellency?
No, we have suspended these repatriation flights. Let me tell you, we have operated 84 special flights, 77 flights from Muscat, and 7 flights from. So this was done through the assistance provided by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the government of Oman. We deeply appreciate and offer our gratitude for assistance. But since now normal operation have started, so there are no repatriation flights between Pakistan and Oman.
Your Excellency, is there any expectation of more flights, more cities, flights to the Pakistan in any future? Because right now, Lahore, Islamabad, and Karachi are expecting flights. But in future, are there more cities like Sialkot, Multan, Peshawar that can expect more flights coming in?
Currently, we are flying on the Sialkot sector, also in Multan. And BIA, we are trying to convince Pakistan International Airlines Management to operate their flight on Muscat Karachi sector. So hopefully in near future, we might operate on Muscat Karachi sector.
I can see by looking at the response that a lot of people are wishing to fly to Pakistan. I think the COVID-19 situation has driven everyone a bit crazy in the country because, you know, the distance from the family is, everybody is wanting to go visit their family.
Very true. This COVID situation has deeply affected our community in Oman. In fact, it has badly affected the entire expat population, and we offer our deep appreciation of the government of Oman for helping out the expat community at this critical time by providing general amnesty, by helping out in the health sectors. This is a commendable steps taken by the government.
Right. Sir, there are more questions coming in from Mr. Rashid Khan. He's saying that he has sent the approval. It has been 9 days, so he's really hoping that if you could help him get the approval because he wants to travel to Pakistan. And also that Salalah, he wants to know people in Salalah. You said the team will be deployed. People are wanting help in Salalah to register and apply for Outpass too.
On commenting on the first part of the question, we are in regular contact with the Ministry of Labour regarding the approval of those Pakistani nationals who have registered through the online. So hopefully all the nationals who have registered with the Ministry of Labour and Manpower, they'll be getting notifications soon. Secondly, from the Salalah, we are, as I already said, we will have a consular team visiting Salalah for 3 days, 27, 28, 29 November. They will be working 3 full days in Salalah to help out our community living in the far region.
तो इनका यार बहुत छोटा सा मुख्तसर सा बस वो था 2-3 सवाल। जी राशिद भाई, फिर क्या करना है? तो इनका यार बहुत छोटा सा मुख्तसर सा बस वो था।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम। हाँ जी राशिद मियाँ, क्या हाल चाल है आपकी? सुनिए भाई, मैंने पहले तो यूट्यूब को इनको कमेंट किए, उसका रिप्लाई नहीं आया, किसी ने देखा ही नहीं। और
Yes, sir. This Salala resident is actually asking that if he can fly to Pakistan from Salala directly, or does he has to come to Muscat?
Depends on the passenger load. Currently, we don't have any flight, a special flight from Salala, but if we have enough passenger load, we can operate a special flight on the sector Salala, Lahore, or Salala, Islamabad.
So what I understand, Your Excellency, that special flights depends on the passenger load, if I'm not wrong.
That's right.
Okay. So, Your Excellency, it would be not fair not to touch upon the 50th National Day since you're here joining us on the live show, and we're still celebrating the 50th National Renaissance Day in the Sultanate in the month of November. And I happen to know that Pakistan Embassy had a very successful webinar on this special occasion. Could you tell us a little about it?
TTV team, this was a special occasion for my community and the mission in Oman. In order to pay our tribute to 50th National Day of Oman, we organized a webinar, which was addressed by the Chairman Senate of Pakistan, His Excellency Muhammad Sadiq Sajjani. The other worthy speakers included Mr. Ahmad Aplawi, Member Majlis Dora, and Undersecretary of Affairs, and myself. We paid a rich tribute to National Day of Oman. This program, webinar, was online, which was attended by hundreds of experts, Pakistani community members, and our Omani friends. This was our humble endeavor to join our Omani brothers and sisters in their 50th National Day celebrations. So through ETV, once again, I wish viewers and His Majesty and the government functionaries happy 50th National Day, and I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring more progress, prosperity, and development to this beautiful country.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for joining us today on this outline episode. It was a pleasure to have you again, and thank you so much for answering all the questions. We are unfortunately still getting questions from all the viewers right now.
तो नाजरीन, आपने देखा इस वीडियो में मैंने उनको 5-6 क्वेश्चंस किए। अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह मैडम शगुफ्ता को बहुत बहुत थैंक यू बोलेंगे, उन्होंने हमें रिस्पांस दिया, हमारे सवालों का जवाब दिया। तो इंशाल्लाह ऐसे ही आप लोगों की सपोर्ट हमारे साथ रहेगी, हम लोगों की सपोर्ट आपके साथ रहेगी, और इंशाल्लाह हम ऐसे ही अपडेट्स लेके आते रहेंगे आपके लिए। चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलना, घंटी का बटन लाजम प्रेस कर लेना ताकि तमाम अपडेट्स तमाम नई वीडियोज़ आप तक पहुँचती रहें। और मैं वीडियो मज़ीद लंबी नहीं करना चाहूँगा, तो इंशाल्लाह इजाज़त चाहूँगा। मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में, तब तक के लिए अल्लाह ने के बाद।